As it is written, the kingdom is within us. Come together and discuss the issues within the kingdom. Speak your peace. Speak the truth. For the kingdom is at hand. Kingdom Conversations.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings, peace and blessings to the whole house. What people on the globe are the prophetic time clock here on planet Earth? There's only one people that's the prophetic time clock on planet Earth right now. You can set your watch, your calendar, whatever calendar you go by. If you go by the Enoch calendar, the Greco-Roman calendar, you can even go by the atheist calendar. But there's only one people on this earth, and it's not the 1948s. It's not the Christians, nor is it the Episcopalians or the Catholics. It ain't the fews. And it's not the Asians. It's not Moab and Amalek. It's not Esau. But those one people is surnamed. And they also have the kingdom, and that's the kingdom of the Israelites. Peace and blessings to you, fam. Hope you all are well. Hope the Father's been keeping you. Father, we thank you once again for allowing us to come together and have a conversation about the apple of your eye. Those people that you surnamed long ago. Those people whose tail you whooped and that you've been whooping up until this moment. 2019, 2016, 400 years. Genesis 15:12 through 15. We thank you for the word, Father. That's right, we thank you for the word. Because your word, like you say, will never come back void. The Bible is our book to get us back to where we should be. And we thank you for it, Father. We thank you for the spirit that you sent among the Israelites this hour. Man, it's the Israelites, y'all something else today. I tell you that right now. Yeah, every day something that go on planet Earth is because of you. When Biden goes over to China and holler at China, it's about you. When Putin says he gonna bomb the hell out of Ukraine and the 1948s, which Ukraine is the second home. Most people don't know. Well, actually, United States could be their third home, but I digress. Thank you for the Spirit, Father, that you've put inside of the apple of your eye, the hidden one. Somebody go get that precept where it talks about the hidden one. I love that precept. I was talking to my son about that last night. Son, we the hidden ones. That's us. That's who they talking about. They're talking about your ancestors is in that book, and nobody else can say that on the earth that their ancestors in the book, righteously anyway. When it talks about the saints, the Spirit that roused us up. Well, when it talks about the saints, you're not talking about Christianity. When it talk about the saints, you're not talking about Catholicism or Islam. There is no religion. There's only one thing, and that's the culture of the Israelites. Everything else is false pretend. I'm on record of saying that. Now, don't get it twisted. I love my family that's in them things. I even love my family that's in atheism too. But when you get it from me, you're going to get this truth. So, Father, thank you, the truth. Father, thank you for putting the truth in us. Thank you for giving us the book, leaving the book. And thank you for the Spirit. Last but not least, thank you for sending Mashiach. Somebody get Revelation, I believe, is 14 and 12. Where somebody's crying out. They pointed to these people that was under the altar and they was crying out. But these people had two prerequisites. They kept the law and they had faith in Mashiach. Don't let nobody sweep you, leg sweep you out from under you, get your legs out from under you, telling you that he is not the law, statutes, and commandments. The man told you that he came in the full volume of the book, so that's what he is. You can't tell me nothing different. Don't try to sell me nothing else. So greetings, family. What's good with the family on the panel? It's good to see you, brother Najee. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
Yeah, doing well, doing well. What's good, fam? It's good to be on. I feel like I haven't spoken to you, fam, in quite a while. We supposed to do ladies first here, ladies first. So I'm just stop, say, good to see you, fam, and I'm gonna let Sister Wise Society introduce.
Hold on, before you come on, bro. Why you do that? Make me look bad, man. That's
Yeah, man.
I'm forgetful. Go ahead, sis. Take it away. That's
We all
messed up,
family
Najee.
here. I feel like I'm your sister, so it's okay. That happens in families. Anyway, I want to greet the family. Hello, shalom, everyone. I'm gonna greet you like our brother James would to the 12 tribes who are in the dispersion, scattered abroad. Greetings, and I just count it all joy to be with you all tonight. And so I say hi and send my love.
Indeed, indeed. I thank you, panel, for greeting the family, and I'm going to go ahead and start greeting them. But before I do, family, y'all know the drill. Everybody should be shalom, and everybody in the chat. If you have to group shalom it, I don't care how you do it. Just do it. You know the rules. You come in, you shalom everybody. You don't have to shalom me, but the people in the chat, you shalom them. And I want y'all to make an exception to Blaze precepts today, because the topic we're covering, the heathen is dismayed right now. But we'll get it. We'll get into that. They are dismayed. Reason why they're dismayed is because everybody knows the power of your prayer and they want you to pray for them. Now, since you done said that, okay, you know what? I'm only gonna pray for the Israelite. That's all. I'll just praying for my people. Now you got the whole earth in uproar now because they try to sugarcoat it and say, oh well, you're BLM. Oh well, you're one of those nigger Afrocentrist, or they'll frame it in a situation where, okay, you're a Republican or you're a Democrat, framing in that foolishness of that red, white, and blue madness that they frame it in. Well, we don't buy it. We don't buy none of that. The Father done moved the Israelites, and when you call black people in the United States and abroad all over the earth, that we are not no longer going to pray for you. We're going to mind our business, or as Phil from the Advice Show say, mind the business that pays you. It don't pay me nothing to jump out the window on Palestine. It don't pay me nothing to jump out the window on Ukraine, South Korea, North Korea, Taiwan, China, Alaska and Russia, Canada and Mexico. That's none of my business. If you about the kingdom, put a one up. And after you put a one up, think about what I just said, because we done taken away our prayer. So I'm going to go ahead and start greeting the family. Y'all greet the family that's in the chat. I'm going to start from the top and work down. Good sister Mary Yakita, shalom sis, been a minute. Hope you are well, and you know what I'm going to say. So, no, you know what I'm thinking, so I'm not even going to say it. It starts with a G, it ends with an S. It's called Get Saved. Anyway, Dario Blackshear, peace and blessings, bro. Hope you're well. Pamya Israel, peace and blessings, sis. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Anonymous, where you been? I haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you're well. Well, you could say, brother, see, you ain't been on consistently, so that's why. Atari Yasharal, shalom, peace and blessings. Shalom, blessed people. Amen to that. Salah to that. Why Society, sister on the panel. Tariashar, in season or out of season, proclaim. That's right. You better be proclaiming. You better be proclaiming the Father, and you better be proclaiming LSC. And when you say LSC, like you already know LSC, when you say law, statutes, and commandments, you're saying Mashiach. So because they both the same. See, Christianity has done a thing on our mind where we say, okay, the law is done away with, or the law is separate from Mashiach. I saw one of those Philistines ask one of our brothers, was asking him some crazy, strange questions, but they have no idea how we've decoded this book. And the brother was cracking their head open to the white meat with the book, and they was confounded. Those fake Philistines or whoever they are, because they say they in Palestine, they say they Philistines. I don't believe them, but that's a whole. We'll get into that today. Joe Scott, what's good, brother? Hope all is well. My sister Seeking Truth. I see you can change your name. I know who you are. You can't hide, and you need to get saved too. Peace and blessings, sis. Hope you are well. Notorious Hebrew, shalom, sister. Peace and blessings. Hope the Father's been blessing you and keeping you. Sharon O, same to you, sis. Blessings, peace, and blessings to you. Hope the Father's been keeping you. Oh my Yakita. There they go. There she go again. Knowing that matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna do a blanket statement. Everybody in the chat and everybody in the panel is not saved except for me. Y'all all need to get saved because y'all need Jesus. Okay, and I'm gonna leave it. Y'all need stained glass to come and rescue y'all, save you from sin, because you've gone astray. They had a song that did that. Roll me back. Shalom, peace and blessings, sis. Hope you're well. Hope all is good with you. Sonny, hey, shalom, sis. Hope you are well. Shema Yah. Wait a minute, hold on. Say that right, brother. Shema Yahu, shalom, sis. Hope all is well. Peace and blessings. Charles Bird, hey, brother. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a minute. Yah son, hey, shalom, brother. Peace and blessings. Hope you're well. Hope the Father's been keeping you. Let's see. I'm going to keep going. Najee, who threw me on the bus earlier. Peace and blessings to you, brother. Hope all is well. Let's see here. I'm not going to throw you under the bus, man. You threw me under the bus, though. That was cold, man. Made me look like a heel. That's messed up, man.
But before you continue, truth be told, I owe you, man. And you know this. Truth be told, I owe you.
You do? Okay, so that counts then. We'll say that counts then.
Maybe partially, man.
See, look at him, fam. Look how he does. Look how he does, fam. He say he owe me, and then he get me, and then he say it don't count. Who that sound like? That sound like a truce breaker. If I didn't know any better, I would accuse you of being Esau or Amalek or one of the Psalms 83 contingent.
Hey man, they can go in and out of whiteness. Why can't I?
If you could do that, then man, you're more magician than Hashatan himself.
I know, right? Exactly.
Karen King, shalom, peace and blessings. Hope all is well. I see all them ones came up, and I appreciate that from you, fam. Because here's the thing. I'm gonna keep going down the line. Here's the thing. We only got us. It's only us. It's us against the world. Psalms 83 contingent. When I look at the Psalms 83 contingents, you know who I see? I see everybody on the whole earth. Because if I look at everybody, and don't talk to me about the stranger, don't talk to me about nobody that's cleaving. If they got an opportunity to cleave, that's between them and the Father. I don't have no care or nothing to do with the stranger, because if I read how the stranger undermined us that went with us, they was a curse to us as well. And we broke that down a long time ago. We might have to bring that out again. You don't be trusting no stranger. Samara, unorthodox daughter of Zion. Shalom, sis. Peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. Omaya Yakita, brother. See, when you steer the ship, the good ship Jesus. Man, I hope the good ship Jesus, that relic that they were shipping our people, and I believe that was the first slave ship. That, at least that's how I understood. I hope that ship is rotting in hell with President Ronald Reagan, George Bush Sr., Hoover, George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, that liar. I hope it's rotting in hell all with them. How about that? Yep, that's where Brother C is at. That's all. I only care about my people. That's it, and that's all. Everybody else, if you can see what I'm doing, then you know what I'm doing. Pisalola, y'all's blessed. Peace and blessings, sis. Hope you're well. Good sister Lynn. Good to see you, Lynn. Peace and blessings. Hope you're well. Let's see. Did we catch everybody? I think we got everybody in the chat. Now, make sure you guys shalom everybody in the chat. This is a perfect example right here. A shalom and everybody in the chat. Hey, sister, Shamara, unorthodox daughter of Zion, you wrenched up, right? Put a one if you wrenched up. I thought you was. I can't see it now, probably because I'm in the I'm on the StreamYard. So anyway, let's get into it, fam. Let's get into it. If you come in and you shalom me, make sure the family shalom you, and I'll shalom you as well. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So now, we have been saying that the center of gravity, prophetic gravity, is the people of the book. Put a 3 up if you believe that. The center of gravity on the whole word from a prophetic standpoint is the book people. Put a 3 up if you agree with that premise. Mason Nama, it is written. Shalom, peace and blessings, fam. Beverly J. Jackson, peace and blessings, sis. Oh, hold on a second. I got kicked out of Screw 2. I'm not sure why they did that to you, sis, but it is what it is. They like jiggling wires on people who kicking up a fuss. You was probably on one of them Christian sites giving them the business, which typically happens. So as we understand scripture, and as we've been, the Father has given us through the Ruach HaKodesh the ability to decode the book and really get a full understanding of what it is. We've come out of Christianity. Now we fully understand that anytime something happens prophetically, it more than likely has a lot to do with us, or it has to do with us. Now, the antithesis of that will be who I call Amalek, the 1948s that's over there in the land right now. So because we are the center of the prophetic calendar, you're going to see events daily that build up the dry bones. Okay. And that's the perspective I'm going to take, because all of these events have to do with you, but they have to do with building you up. You should be 1000% encouraged by the stuff that you see in real life, on your job, in the store, on the interweb. Donald Trump, Ivanka Trump, Joe Biden, reparations, the wicked school system, the wicked economic system, the whole collapsing of the Western construct. You, fam, should be encouraged, because you know why? You are the only ones. Well, first of all, it's centered around you. All of that, those things that I just listed are centered around you, coming from the tail and now becoming the head. That's how you have to think and approach your life, that you are no longer the tail, you are no longer on the bottom, that you're becoming the head. Now, there's going to be things that we see and experience along the way, and we're going to get into that right now. One of those things that we experienced is, I'm not sure if you all are familiar with what happened in Chicago with the brothers from the camp WFI. Those brothers was out there doing their thing, street teaching, and they got accosted by the Philistines. And so what we're going to do is I'm not going to get too much into it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play one of the videos, and I might play a few videos, and then as a family, we can discuss how we should be moving and thinking this hour. Now, I'm going to say this. I know my family in the chat, when you come here, everybody in the chat is already astute to how they should be moving. And it's us first. You guys will hear the phrase from some of my brothers who may not be in the Israelite paradigm, like Professor Black Truth. He coined the phrase be one. And I love that phrase, because what we have to get into our mind is we have to be all things to all men and women so that we may win some. You don't have to go around wearing your culture on your sleeve. And sometimes it's good to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. So before I get the video, I want to get some brief comments from Wise Society and the G. Wise Society, you can go first. And before we run the video, I want to get some comments from them too. Go ahead, Wise
Nah, I
Society.
know y'all saw my comment. I said my name is Bennett and I'm not in it, but I'm in this.
I need to find it. Where's that? I didn't see it. If I had saw it, I would have put it up.
Listen, y'all not even okay. We gonna not get sidetracked, okay? Because I'm gonna lead with the verse that talk about not getting sidetracked, and that's Proverbs 4:27. Do not swerve to the right or to the left. Turn your feet from away from evil. Another way, don't get sidetracked. Keep your feet from following evil. And so I think that, in the lands of our captivity, we've been easily distracted and not focused on what is our plan, what is our strategy, and how are we going to move, and staying out of the involvement of, what the heathen and the colonizer oppressor is doing. And so in this time, I just want to admonish everybody to stay focused, not turning or swerving to the right or the left, and not to get your feet entangled in evil, because the Father is working it out right before our face. We see it, and we're living in a time that some of our great grandparents long to see, right? And so, hopefully that'll be a precursor to this discussion.
Indeed, I appreciate that, sis. Go ahead, Najee, run that out, brother, please.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put this up right now. Somebody in the fan, Atara Yasharel. Everybody could see that.
Yes, sir.
Everybody could see that posted on the screen.
Yes, sir.
All right, and this is what struck me. So let me. I'm gonna tell them real quick, Brother Cleo, how this came about. As most of the family probably knows, I am usually the one who puts up the comments in the community posts. I usually write them. I usually fill them out. Before I do that, I usually talk to the whole Salt of the Earth, all my brothers at Salt of the Earth. And we get a consensus on the feeling of what I'm about to put out. It has to be a Salt of the Earth thought. I'm really not putting anything out there that's mine and mine alone. So I came to the brothers with sort of a community post, a little write-up that I wanted to put out on what happened with WFI Chicago and the Palestinians out during that march at that time. We're going to go through a bit of that today, but the reason why I put Atarad Yasharel, and forgive me, I'm having a problem pronouncing Atara. There you go. Atara Yasharel. Reason why I put that comment up there is because I want y'all to really look at this before we get into what we're talking about. Some brews was hating on them, shaking my head. Some brews was hating on them, shaking my head. And that was my initial point of it all. Some brews was hating on them. And what does that actually mean? What does it mean to hate on them? Were they actually hating on them? Were they just saying they should have, showed some restraint at the moment? Were they saying they were troublemakers? What were they saying? So what does that actually mean? But I want everybody to take a moment while we get into this and think about that comment that's on the screen right now. And that's all I got to say right now, Brother Clay.
I appreciate that, and we will definitely be addressing that, because there's a way that we should be moving. We'll have that conversation when we get into that. I want to shalom some of the family that came in. Roger W. Shalom, peace and blessings to you, brother. Hope you're well. Simple Simons, like Simple Simon Metapima. They have us singing them crazy nursery rhymes. Elijah Ben Yehuda, shalom. Simple Simons, peace and blessings to you. Hope you're well. Yash, brother Yash, hey, shalom, brother. Peace and blessings. I haven't talked to you in a minute. Hope you're well. Hope the Father's been keeping you. And shout out to my brothers, Elias Shaw, the brothers at SOTE and Alliance of Zion, and my good brother Banya. Also, shout out to my good brother Eric, brother Ebri, my good brother Kadar Scales, and also my brother Yash. Yash, good to see you, brother. Hope you've been well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to present my screen, and we're going to watch this video, and we might watch a couple of their videos just to get some context. But just to frame it for you, matter of fact, I'm not going to frame it for you. I'm just going to play what we see and then what's up right now. And then what we're going to do is we'll talk about it after. So let me go ahead and share my screen. There's a way that you should be moving this hour, Israelites. To share audio, share the tab instead of the screen. Okay. Man, why is they jiggling wires on me today? I'm not trying to have you jiggle wires on me, but that's all right though. We'll get it figured out. Let's see here. Let's go to entire screen.
Brother C, you know why they jiggling wires on you.
Yeah, right. It's a rhetorical question.
Right. I was like, is this satire? Okay.
He think he funny. My wife told me. You think you're funny, but you're really not that funny. So that's what that is. So I got the screen shared. So here, let me click on that right there. Let me maximize that. So we're gonna play a little bit of clip, fam. Just bear with what's happening and what's going on. Okay, here we go.
Hey, bro, you were sharing and then you stopped.
You know what? I didn't do that. Somebody else did that. Okay, I'll try it again. See, we was laughing, talking about it was rhetorical, and they really jiggling wires right now. I mean, it was being shared, then all of a sudden it stopped being shared. That's crazy. So let's click hide that. Okay, so let's get back to it.
Ye are my flock, ye are even my witnesses. What? Is there a God beside me? What the Lord say? Is there a God beside me? Read it again. Is there a God beside me? It is Allah. Is there a God beside me? Is Buddha. Is there a God beside me? Is there a God beside me? Is there a God beside you? How about Shimon, son? Yeah. There is no God. What the Lord say? Yes, there is no God. There are multiple gods. Yes, there is no God. There is no God besides Jehovah Shimon, son. Don't worry about them. They're not going to do anything. Allah's not protecting them. Right. They want to fight us, but they don't want to pick up a gun. Right. They want to fight us, but they don't want to pick up a gun. Right. Don't fight down here first. Don't fight down here first. Yeah, don't fight down here first. Keep on making like you blind. Or a nigga fine. Drop him on his belly like a snake. And watch how he swim. Put him on a board like white t-shirts. I heat up his arm. Take your Jeep off, get up off that breather. Pick him like a needle. White man got you lost in all his theories. Big bang like Vegeta. I still drink the milk that's in his word. Bomb still a teether. I go here a little, there a little. I act like a teacher. Like the days of Noah came to rain. With the truth of flood. Keep that steak up on that grill and more. Cause we know eat no blood. Put some shit in his blood. By your man. Your blood gon' be shed. You ain't believe the coppers when they spoke. Now that nigga dead. Recompenses on all of these nations. Prices on their head. Feeling like I'm shooting laser tag. But these infrareds. If you playing ballin', I ask questions straight for what I read. If you playing ballin', I ask you heard what I said. Pick that Satan, let that text on red. Like about my life, that you saw friends is dead. Instead of being foes, my brother friends instead. We saw Charlie next then we gon' lay in his leg. Running me some spot. I won't take anything but boy when it's tough. Putting on alone, I pray to make you back. Treat had the wine press, he jerked the blood before he finished life. Soldier of the road, he say, well, where the wish that chain at? It's got him, then they got him. Up from any range. We got more expert in the spear. We got many men. We didn't cling together like we want. So we no more twain. Ain't got time for speaking words that's idle, cause they out be made. Ain't just like to all him apparition. It's on his brain. Open up this outfit like Mauritius. Have all his movie. We got his clean out his way. Towards the breakfast student. So we exit, meditate, and chop.
It's only a few of us, man. The Lord fighting for us, man. And when they went from nation to nation, they did what? And when they went from nation to nation. We don't need that. He suffered no man to do them wrong. What the Lord say? He suffered no man to do them wrong. The Lord say? He suffered no man to do them wrong. Yeah, he was born king. He did what? Yeah,
Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there, and then I'm gonna give a little bit of context, right? Let me stop sharing my screen. So, fam, you guys saw that, and I'm gonna give a little bit of context. So, the brothers was out there. Matter of fact, you know what, Najee, I'm gonna let you give the context, man. I'm gonna let you go ahead and give the context because I have my thoughts on the context. And if you don't cover what I'm thinking, I'm gonna go ahead and rock out after you. So go ahead and rock out, bro.
Yeah. So there's some other videos that show some other parts of the confrontation. I believe that most of this, what you just showed, was WFI's videos, that they took themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta just pause for a second and give them a big up for putting that hip hop in the mix, because I mean what it did for me, everybody may not agree, but what that did for me, it showed me that these brothers are straight up warriors and they were ready to do what they did. Now, we may not all agree with what they did. We may think they needed to show some restraint. They needed to curb their message in light of the Palestinian march. But I believe that here's what I have to say, right? There's a strength and a boldness that comes with street preaching. And I think those that say otherwise are mostly afraid to do it themselves. I even believe that religions, whatever religion, even Christianity, those people doing street evangelism, it's a dedicated act. And to be out on the street is no joke. You're constantly putting yourself in a danger, sometimes a danger at times that you yourself don't even understand. So perhaps WFI should have shown some restraint in the moment, perhaps stating the utmost truth about the Palestinian people at that time, in that moment. Was it the most prudent thing to do? Maybe it doesn't matter if that was the spot that WFI always frequents, because from what I see in their videos, they're always there. They are always on that Chicago street preaching the same thing to the same people. Maybe not the people at that parade, but to the same people that walk up and down those streets. So, but what is not debatable for me is the fact that instantly, our people jump to correction. We automatically jump to correction. They should not have been. They should have thought twice. They should be more wise. They should. And we don't go to defending them. And one of the things that I was going to write in the community post is that every Palestinian you saw walking up and down that parade, they all got each other's back. The Jewish people right now, the state of Israel that's against them, they all got each other's back. The only people that we have to worry about not having our backs, even if we might be wrong, is our own people. Why is that? That is my question. Why is that? So I'm not going to have the argument, because we could debate and we could argue all night about whether they should have done what they did. That is not the question for me. The question for me is, why do we automatically go to correction when it's our people? Why don't we stand up for our people first and correct them privately later? That's my question.
Let me respond to the context thing, but before I do, and I appreciate you saying that, Najee. That was eloquent and well put. Hey, Shalom, Banya, peace and blessings, bro. How you doing?
Shalom and blessings, brother. Shalom and blessings to all my brothers out there, brother Najee, sister Wild Society, elder brother Cleo, and my brother Lash out there somewhere. Peace and blessings to all the Israelites on the channel, Gentiles and Israelites alike that support our channel. Thank you for coming. Shalom and blessings, brother. How's it going?
All is well. All is well. Good to see you. I know you're gonna be short staffed, so I'll give you some leg way to jump in when you need to. If you need to, just go ahead and interrupt me. What I wanted to give in terms of context is I went to WFI's site and they have a number of videos up, and I wanted to get some context. And I did get context. Them brothers was saying what they was saying, and they have a right to be on the corner spitting whatever they spitting. If they want to talk down on the Israelites, not the Israelites, my bad. If they want to talk down about the Israelis, which they did, I'm okay with that. If they want to talk down on the Palestinians, I'm okay with that too. But the Palestinians were actually antagonizing them. If you go back and look at the other videos, look at the videos on their webpage. So why would you antagonize someone? And I believe that what they thought was because they had numbers that the Israelites would feel a certain kind of way. And what I took from this video is that the warrior class, which is what you would typically see on street teachers, is typically warrior class. It could be a scholastic warrior, but you're gonna get a warrior nonetheless. Because you can't, like Najee said, and me and Banya, Lash, all of us, we was on the street. You can't be no limp wrist dude talking about you out there on the street, talking about we the people of the book. You cannot be no sister talking about you out there talking about, oh yeah, let's go ahead and hold hands with Christianity and let's rock out with them because the Catholics are right and the 1948s are the people of the book. No, sir, no, ma'am, you can't do that. So to the brother's point, to give a little bit of context, we'll put the link up to WFI's Chicago site, and everybody should support them, brothers. But what we typically do is we will typically jump all the way out of the window, myself included, and we'll go into correction mode without getting full context. And Najee, I believe I submitted to you when you and I were talking that, and I told you this before we were talking, I said, you know what? I'm getting ready to answer a matter before I even hear it. And then I went on my 15-minute rant, right? But what I should have done, and go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I will say this in your defense: what you didn't do was do it publicly, and that's the problem. No, and that's the honest to goodness truth right there, brother Cleo. That's the problem. I could think whatever I want to think about what they did, right, but why would I correct them publicly right off the bat? Right off the bat. Even if I know what they did was wrong, let me stand up for them first. Let me stand up for them first.
Can I interject, brother?
Yeah, bro. Go ahead.
You know what it is, bro. It's the way that we look at each other and the way that we look at other nations. The reason why, in even within the Israelite paradigm, we always seeking an approval from these people. That's the problem. That's the reason why we rush to correct our own instead of defending our own, because we want to be apologetic. We can't be apologetic. We got to be unapologetically Israelites who gives a damn about what all these other nations think about us. It don't matter what we do. They're going to think what they're going to think about us regardless. That's what our people need to get in their minds and stop trying to appease to their feelings. The scripture tells us to cry aloud, spare not, and lift up our voice like a trumpet. Them brothers was out there for Israelites. They wasn't out there for them Palestinians. The only reason why these nations' words are in our, or their names are even in our mouths, because the things that's going on on this planet is happening so that we can get free from our bondage, free from the Palestinians, free from these Jewish people, free from Esau, Ishmael, and every other nation that hate us. You know? So we don't need to be apologetic to these people. Screw their feelings. We went on the streets, and we went on the streets when we did it for our people. That's why we didn't give a damn about what anybody else had to say, you know? And when it's all said and done, that's who it's about. It's about our people. That's why they was out there. Them Palestinians, they unapologetically Palestinians. That's why you don't see them people going against each other, especially when there's major conflict and there's war involved. But our people compromise every damn time to try to appease to these nations who don't give a damn about us. You know? And that's what the issue is. We got to stop looking at them like they the standard bearer of some kind of righteousness. They're not. They're not the standard bearer of right and justice and truth. We the light of the world, not them.
Yeah, I want to say something. Y'all know, listen, I saw that video, and I got to remind people I'm still trying to get saved. I'm from the south side of the Northern Kingdom. Okay. And when I saw that, it reminded me of the riverboat experience. And even if it's a different amount of people coming against us, our willingness to defend ourselves is always criticized. And instead of us asking us questions, what needs to be asked is, why are these people so bold to approach us in the ways that they do? Right? That needs to be the question, because if we get to that question, then we'll see that there's some cowardice in saying you shouldn't have did that, you shouldn't have fought back, whatever that may be, the criticisms that I've seen, and maybe some that I haven't heard of. But the real challenge is, why can't we defend ourselves? Why is it a problem that we when we stand up and we defend ourselves? And why do people have this boldness to think that they can just outright put their hands on us and we're not going to do anything about it? And so at the end of the day, I see it as, the criticism needs to go in the opposite direction, and we need to understand a house divided can't stand. A house divided against itself is for utter desolation and ruin. We see that happening and playing out right in front of our face. So why would we join in that kind of division amongst ourselves? And I think part of that has been taught in the land of our captivity, so that we wouldn't stand up and fight back and stick by each other when things like this go down.
I appreciate that commentary, sis. Brother Elisha, peace and blessings to you. Go ahead and greet the fam, bro.
Yeah, peace and blessings to my other brother Cleo, brother Najee, brother Banya, sister Wise Society. To all the faithful out there in the chat, all of Israel scattered to the four corners of the earth. Peace and blessings.
So we just saw that video, and we got a little bit of context. And some of you have seen some of the videos where the false Philistines were actually spitting on the brothers. So I do want to talk about address whoever out there is, coming down on these brothers with condemnation. Now, what a person says and thinks privately should be somewhat, depending on the context. If it's something that you want to get out or not, then you would voice that publicly, right? Because you don't care about it. But somebody get the precept where it says, "Be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove." I want to see that. Somebody put that in the chat. Because here's the thing, family. You can disagree with what they were saying, and until you get full context and put everything together, then you should address the matter. And so there's no way that I'm going to throw any Israelite under the bus on YouTube or any public forum. Now, if you happen to catch me saying something while you record me on the phone or something like that, that's a conversation where you can get sued, because in California, they don't play that. But here's the thing. There needs to be a code established on how we move and how we think. And we're getting there, believe it or not. But the bottom line is this. If you're out there, you're an Israelite, and you hating on these brothers, because a lot of this, I tell you what, and I love the camps. I would never spit on the camps. But are your motives in the right place when you're coming at these brothers? Because there are some things that I would say to them, but it wouldn't be what you're thinking. And I'm not going to share those things online. Matter of fact, there's a precept in the book. Somebody get that precept where it says, if you have an ought with your brother, you're supposed to go to them and you two hash it out. So if I did have something to say to WFI, what I probably would do is I would probably contact their leadership and say, hey, maybe you guys should think about doing X, Y, and Z. Or by the way, where can I send the PayPal? Where can I send the Venmo? You see what I'm saying? There's no way in hell that I'm going to air out an Israelite on the live wire called YouTube, because I'm not in the business of giving people cannon fodder so they can say, see, look at those niggers right there. They're fighting amongst themselves. You're foolish if you're doing that. I'm going to go on record and say that. If you this day, 2023, see your enemies and you're saying they were wrong without getting full context, and then even after you get full context, you jump on a mic and start freestyling and spitballing because you part of another clique, you're in error, because you didn't do according to as it is written. What's our code, fam? Put a 7 up if you know what our code is. What is our code, our mode of ethics, how we should be operating, and how we should be moving this out? What is the code? Somebody needs to tell me what the code is. Put a 7 up if you know what the code is. Because see, if you're operating by the code, there are certain things that you would do and that you won't do. I don't have to share with you the conversation that me and Najee had. I don't have to share that with you because I'm not going to share that with you. But trust and believe. Najee can attest to this. Najee, are we operating on a code?
Yeah. As a nation right now, absolutely not.
I'm talking about between me, you, and the brothers on the panel. We operate on the code. And the people in the chat, we operate on the code. There's a code that we operate on. I'm talking about us. Okay, so Najee, let's take this situation when me and you were discussing it. And you hear what I'm saying now. Am I operating under that code right now?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, sir. So now, fam, the question that I have is this: what's the code? And matter of fact, I'm gonna pose the question to the brothers on the panel. Elisha, we haven't heard from you, so I'm gonna start with you first. What is the code? How we should be operating this out?
We should be operating as family. What's in house should stay in house. Any alts we have with each other should be between each other, and we should handle them according to the law. I'm talking about even unto the 5th part or to the principal part. Everything that we do should be amongst each other. We should never go publicly against any camp, any of our people. We seldomly do we say anything about our people in the church outside of blatantly speaking against certain things, certain practices. But seldomly do we downgrade our people publicly and call them by name. You know, we give strength to the nations. We encourage them when we do those things. They laugh and they smite us verbally between each other, saying that we're still asleep when we do those things. So our code is to act like one that has a wife and a family, and that he deals with that family in the house with respect and love. And whatever rebukes happen, that happens within the house. Whatever fences get mended happens within the house. So our people are supposed to conduct ourselves like that. We're not supposed to go online and shame each other and disrespect each other. And, and this is just, I'm saying this blanketly, not in the way to call out brothers that have done that, but to say these words in wisdom that if brothers were to hear them, to say, okay, let me reflect on that. We don't need our people out there giving ammunition to the nations to say that these brothers and sisters is acting like savages and that they're just as far from being the nation as they was 400 years ago.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Sister Y, Brother Banya, you know what? I did it again. I didn't let the sister go first, but I had a good reason, though, because Elisha hadn't spoken, so I wanted to get his point of view. Brother Banya, before you leave, go ahead and give me that, bro, because you might be getting out of here soon.
Yeah, so mine's lines up the same way as Elisha. The code should be that we operate as a family, that we're not willing to compromise our nation for the sake of putting out information, for the sake of views or likes, for the sake of attention, putting out information about our people and talking down about our people. Because within the spirit of that, operating in like a family is the same spirit that caused them brothers to jump out of those boats and start fighting those people when they seen all those people on our brother, right? And sister wise society said what makes them think they can put their hands on us is because situations like that don't happen often, where they touch one of us, they touch us all, But I guarantee you, those people that got out of that boat, had they known that it was gonna go down like that, they wouldn't have jumped all on that brother like that. And that's what that's what needs to happen. People need to realize that when you touch one of us, you touch all of us. It's not going to be a situation where we gonna come and chastise our brothers because of what they were saying. They need to realize that we are for each other. That's why people do the things that they do, because they cowards. They cowards. They pick with us because we fragmented. But if we was together, they wouldn't do it, because don't nobody ever want to fight. Everybody just want to bully someone and beat up on somebody, but don't nobody want to take no losses. See what I'm saying? So the way I feel about it is according to the law is how we should operate indecently in order towards each other. Right? Go to your brother and tell him one-on-one if you got an issue with him. If you got an issue with the camps, go to them and tell them. Show love. The same love that you would show to a heathen. Show that to your people. And if we did that consistently, you would see how strong we really are as a nation. Because a brother offended is harder to be won than a strong city. We so quick to try to chastise and beat each other down when we should be lifting each other up in this hour. And that's all I have to say on that.
Appreciate that commentary, bro. Sister Wise Society, go ahead, speak your piece on that, sis.
So if we look at Shemot or Exodus 18, there is a direct answer to what this should look like, right? With our people coming out of captivity and Moshe having to set up some governance to deal with disputes. We didn't go and look for anybody outside of our kingdom to come and deal with the disputes. We appointed people within to be able to not only deal with the disputes, but also to enlighten others concerning the laws of Torah and to show them the way in which they should walk, in which way they should do. Right. And so we have an answer that speaks directly from the word about how to deal with disputes and not to be fragmented. And I think that we need to start moving forward and applying what we already see in the scripture, in the law, statutes, and commandments. That's pretty much, the way that I see this. Now, if you ask me, who are the people that we can go to take disputes and have those settled within the nation? I can't answer that question, and that is what we need to be looking at. What does that plan look like, right? Also, I find it a level of hypocrisy that a lot of the people that are talking down or criticizing are not willing to put their 10 toes down on the pavement and be on the corner doing the thing that our brothers were doing. So I got to say that. Oftentimes you see people with their criticisms and they have all these things that they want to say, like it's Siskel and Ebert, and they're watching a movie and giving a review, right? But yet you ask the question, where were you? What were you doing with your talent to help out? Right. And it's easy to say, I watched a clip and I'm going to criticize somebody, but were you there? Are you putting your feet to the pavement and doing the same thing? And are you willing to do that? So I just want to, kind of pose those questions, looking forward as what are we going to do?
Brother Najee, what say you, bro?
Yeah, I'm just going to piggyback a little bit on what Why Society just said, because that's key, right? What were you doing? Do you put toes to the pavement? Do you street preach? How many people have you brought to the Most High? And we could say, I think we all know this, camps have done the work. They are the biggest part of this awakening. They were there at the beginning, right? But even if they did do the work, and I'm talking about the accuser, right? The one who's saying, hold up, and accusing his brother. Even if they did do the work, they still are not operating by the code. They still are not operating by the code. They still have a tendency to correct their people before they love them. I want to show y'all something real quick, if you allow me, Brother Cleo.
Man, go ahead and rock out. You got that.
I'm gonna just do this real quick, fam. Forgive me. I just want to go to Judges chapter 15. All right. I'm gonna share my screen real quick. Let me know if you can all see that. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up there. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not going to read the whole chapter, but I think most of you know the story. Samson did a lot of things wrong, right? He did a lot of things that were not in line with what the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments were. However, the spirit of the Most High was with Samson, and that is obvious. So I'm going to breeze through this really quick. At the beginning of chapter 15, we're seeing Samson go to, or want to go to, a wife that his parents did not want him to marry, right? It was a wife of the Philistines, of the people that the Israelites were in servitude of at that time. But when Samson tried to go to his wife, the father of his wife would not let him go, right? Would not let him go into her, would not let him be with her, didn't want him to be wife, was offering his younger sister to him. So Samson got angry. Samson set their whole field to fire, the fields of corn, whatever, right? Set all of this to fire. Then the Philistines went to the father, asked them who did this. They told them it was Samson, and the Philistines killed the father and the wife, right? Because of that, Samson then goes and kills the Philistines who did this. Now the Philistines are coming after Samson, but first, what do? They go to the tribe of Judah. They go to the men of Judah. And I want you guys to pay attention to what the men of Judah do, right? I'm going to start here at verse 9. Then the Philistines went up and pitched in Judah and spread themselves in Lehi. And the men of Judah said, Why are ye come up against us? They answered, To bind Samson are we come up, to do to him as he had done to us. Then 3,000 men of Judah went to the top of the rock Etam and said to Samson, now break right here for a second. These are Judah, right? These are men of Judah. They're going to Samson. Now they know the Philistines, who they're under servitude of at this time. They know the Philistines want Samson, but they go first. They know who Samson is. They know Samson is their brother of the tribe of Dan, but they go first. And here's what they say to Samson, right? They went up to the rock Edom and said to Samson, Knowest thou not that the Philistines are rulers over us? What is this that thou hast done unto us? And he said unto them, As they did unto me, so have I done to them. So they're going and they're speaking to their brother, asking him, Hey, you're putting us in trouble. Why did you do this? Now they come up and they seem as if they come up against us, right? And they said unto him, We are come to bind thee, that we may deliver thee into the hands of the Philistines. And Samson said unto them, Swear unto me that ye will not fall upon me yourselves. He's saying, Swear unto me, brothers, that you won't kill me. Now I'm a eisegete this text a little bit here, right? Because Judah knew exactly who Samson was. They knew they could not bind Samson, right? They knew that if they bound Samson, Samson could easily break those cords. They knew that if they put Samson, their brother, in the middle of 1,000 men, Samson would survive. He would have blood on his hands that was not his own. They knew this. And that's a little eisegete from me, right? Right? Some people may not look at the text that way, but I'm looking at the text that way. All right? So I'm going to read on a little bit. And they spake, verse 13. And they spake unto him, saying, No, we will bind thee fast and deliver thee into their hands, but surely we will not kill thee. And they bound him with two new cords, and brought him up from the rock. And when he came unto Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Spirit of the Most High came mightily upon him. And the cords that were upon his arms became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his bands loosed from off his hands. And he found a new jawbone of an ass, and put forth his hand, and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith. So his brothers are going to him and telling him, Hey, we think you may have made a mistake. You may have put us all in trouble, right? They're going to him first, believing that he did something that may have been out of line, may have been wrong. Binding him, and again, I'm eisegeting the text a little bit here, but they knew what Samson was capable of. They knew what he could do. They knew no cords could hold him. They knew that if they delivered him to the Philistines, he would slay the Philistines. And that's what wound up happening. So I just wanted to bring that and read that for a second, just to show this is how you deal with your brothers, right? You go to them first. And if you know, right, the Spirit of the Most High should be resting on our family. It's resting on the brothers, the way it did with Samson. You don't put Samson in the danger that you know that he can't get out of. Judah is actually, in my opinion, and I believe I'm correct, in my opinion, backing up Samson this whole way through. They are putting the Philistines in a place that they know the Philistines can't get out of, not the other way around. This is how you back up your brothers. This is how you love your family.
I appreciate that commentary. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up some of the comments from the chat. And I'm going to put this one up first. Is Chi-Town real? I agree with the sentiment 100%. That's why I put Philistines, Palestinians, because those people that are in the land right now aren't the original Philistines. I don't believe anybody that's in any land right now are the original people, because of the conquerors have come through and conquered everything, renamed everything. You don't know up, down, left, and right. I want to look at this comment and address this comment. Tactical tune. A tactical tune. Philistines and Palestinians aren't the same. This is misinformation. Tactical tune. It sounds as if you're addressing the matter before you hear it. I'm not going to rebuke you, but I am going to rebuke you. You way out of pocket for saying that, because you do not know what the hell you're talking about. Okay, I'm in that kind of mood right now. Yes, you do not know what the hell you're talking about, because if you had been there at the beginning of the show, we know that the Philistines and the Palestinians aren't the same people. And for you to say that this is information is actually unwise on your part, because you didn't listen to the show, bro, or sister, or whoever you are. So be careful how you tread, because we will run you out of here. All right, just letting you know up front. If Tactical Tune get out of line, run his ass up out of here. Not playing that today. All right, so let's look at some of these comments. Today is not today for that. Today for that, fam. He's on that stay off my lawn. He on that stay off my lawn time. Matthew 5:24. Therefore, if thou bring thy gift to the altar, and there rememberest that thy brother hath aught against thee, that means that if you got an issue with your brother, then what you should do is leave that gift before the altar and go thy way first and be reconciled to thy brother, and then come and offer thy gift. So you're supposed to go to your brother first before you air him out, before you put anything out online and on public. We're not in the habit of doing that. We operate on a code. And there's a code and frequency that we operate on. And that's the code according to how you should operate according to the book. We did get a hit to lift JPM up. Jason Philip McCauley hasn't been around in a minute, so you guys lift him up in prayer, and prayerfully that he is doing well. I want to address this comment here. Atara Yasharal, they own that Maccabee type time, that Yeshua time. And I noticed that the camps do get a bad rap, and I talk about the camps all the time. I love those brothers dearly, all camps, because you have to be a special breed to be out there on the streets. And we were out there on the streets, so I know what that's like. I know what it is. I know 100% what it is. And so I'll say this, and my sister brought it up. I appreciate that, Tactical Tune. I appreciate that. And if I came at you a little bit too harsh, I'm the old head right now that's saying, get off my lawn. Peace and blessings to you. Hope you're well. And we good, fam. And you see how we just handled that? The brother apologized and I apologized to him. Okay, we keep it moving. Now, I will say this. Elisha said he's not into throwing people under the bus, and that's typically how we are. I will throw Creflo Dollar under the bus every chance I get. I will throw TD Snakes every chance I get. Any pastor, you lead our people astray, you will get it from me, because I don't have time for you, because the Father got all against you. There's no way in hell this hour you should be teaching stained glass, talk about the zigzag man is your Messiah. There's no way in hell that you should be even in Christianity when you would have heard people in every city all across the earth that look like me, that look like brothers and sisters on the panel, that look like people in the chat. You'd have heard them tell you the truth about who the people of the book was. And yet you sit and run around talk about pointing people to Christianity. You, sir, you, ma'am, will get thrown under the bus by me. I'm on record for doing that. Now, that's something that I will do, because what you're doing is you leading people to hell. You leading the people to damnation with that phony, false, fake, bastard religion of Christianity. I say the same thing all the time, don't I? That no good, rotten, bastard Christianity. Yep. And I'm going to keep calling it that too. If you don't like the way I sound, you can go sign up for Joel Osteen and them. Dang, he sound like one of them brothers on the streets. Well, I don't know how to act sometimes. Okay. It's time out for you acting like you're not going to have to fight, acting like you're not going to have to be at war in this construct. The Father is mowing them down, though. I must say this. It's hilarious to see.
Brother C, I wouldn't even send my worst enemy to Joel Osteen.
The heathens can listen to him. They can. I'm not. Listen, and hopefully I'm clear about this, and I'll keep saying it. You know, and everybody talks about the stranger and the Gentiles and this, that, and the third. Well, you know what, fam? We got so much work to do on our people. I don't got time to be the savior I don't have time to make myself into stained glass so that I can see a heathen get saved.
He doesn't even talk about I don't even know what he talks. He's an inspirational speaker.
Joel Osteen, that lizard, I think he's a reptilian, but that's a different conversation.
You
If
know
you
what? That's a
prescribe to
whole nother
those
day.
things,
Yeah.
he might be a reptilian. But you know me, fam, and Elisha gonna get mad at me when I say this. But I really don't think that them people is even human beings. I really don't believe that they are. Because everybody that got co-opted. So because everybody that got co-opted, I think they fraudulent and phonies. They Neanderthal, lizard, dog, cat, bat, and snake all wrapped up into one. How you get a mishmash and then you're walking on two legs, and then you got the world bamboozled that you're the moral authority and that you're smarter than everybody. Ain't that something? When y'all be on the job, aren't you fascinated by, I'm looking at you making all this money, and this was a big pet peeve of mine. I'm looking at you making all this money, and you dumb as hell. How did that happen? How did that happen? And see this is the problem that I have with anybody teaching our people about the broad gate. I got to alt with you, and I'm gonna be out of pocket, and I'm gonna jump out the window every chance I get. And Elisha gonna be mad at me for saying that, but hey, Creflo Dollar, I give it to him all the time because that lion guy, I almost called him a name, talk about Hashatan wants you to keep the law because if you keep the law, you're gonna sin. Does that make any sense at all? The Father gave you law, statutes, and commandments for a reason, right? He didn't just give them to you so that you could say, okay, I'm going to do this one, but then the rest of Mashiach, let me say that correctly. The rest, I'm going to do maybe 3 out of the 10 and forget about the rest because I could stand on everything is done away with, right? You no good so-and-so. Anyway, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Brother, my comment was just to say this is that we're not fueled to, by controversy amongst our people. It's one thing to address, the chaos, of Christianity, the anarchy of religion. And brothers, like Creflo Dollar and, other people within that religion speaking, heresies, things that the scriptures tell whose mouth should be stopped, who subvert whole houses, yes, who get silly women unawares, trying to get everybody's tithes. It's a difference when we're calling out certain people. We never make it a point to say, okay, let's just lambast our own people, for views, and let's get it. Let's publicly lynch our people with the heathen. And I'll say this too: if you go into the Gospels and we talk about, it says before you bring your gift to the altar, anybody who knows anything about the law, the gift offering could only be given to the Most High after you had given your peace offering and your sin offering. Your sin had to be forgiven, like you had already made atonement for your sin before you can give your gift offering, which sometimes be translated as the meat offering. So you had to go back and resolve things with your brother. Why are you doing that? Because you are the one wrong according to the law. You have somehow violated your brother. So now you're going back. And even if you have to get a principal part, you're making it right with your brother. You are wrong. This is why it says if the judges say give the one cheek, give them the other also. It's a reference to the law that the judgment has gone against you. You're the one in the wrong. It's not talking about him being in the wrong. It's talking about that person. So in any regards, when we're making it right with our brother, is so we can give a gift offering to the Most High, because ultimately the Mashiach, who brothers and sisters commonly say is was the propitiation for our sins. He gave himself, for we also have to offer him to the Most High, or be in him as a gift offering. We have to come to the Most High sinners. Not that we don't commit sins or commit wrongdoing, but that after we've repented, it's like one who is repented when the sun goes down. That's why I was always told, bring your offering or pray or to the going down of the sun. The sun was supposed to take down your sins with it. And when you're supposed to rise up something clean, like, when you woke up, you had no debt, and that's how we're supposed to be prepared in the Mashiach. We're supposed to take that saved sin offering that he is for us and offer him back, or offer ourselves back, him in us, as a gift offering. That means without sin. That means that we've already atoned. Now, once you've atoned, all your debts is paid, and you're giving the Most High you're giving him an offering where you don't owe something. It's no different than if somebody loans you $100. You can't give them a present for $100 because the debt is still there. You have to pay the debt, then you can give the gift. And it's the same thing here. So with our people, our people are so entrenched in religion, and they've smited the law so much. We're not even talking about situations between each other. Our situations with the other camps, our situations with the other of our brothers who are out there teaching, and we don't come against them. It takes a lot to go out there and teach on the street corners. I don't care if you agree with them or not. And it's not about agreement. It's about the fact that work has to be done. The law has to be taught. Some people have to be led back to Mashiach. Most people have to. So you have to give that respect. It's easily to disagree with somebody doctrinally behind a keyboard. It's easy to have an opinion about what is right doctrinally or according to the law when you're sitting back in comfortabilities, eating, drinking tea and eating crimpets, and you sitting there, you got your Grey Poupon to the side, and it's nice and warm, and you got all these opinions from the comfort from your home. But we have to deal with each other as family, just like it reads in Leviticus, the 19th chapter. We ain't supposed to go up and down Israel as a talebearer. We're not supposed to hit our brothers in our heart. We're not supposed to do none of those things. With Leviticus, the 19th chapter, 17 to 18, I believe it is. That's how we're supposed to love each other right there. And anywise rebuke that brother and not suffer sin upon him. So our relationships with each other is with us. In the camps, I'm going to say this blatantly, not to accost or accuse anybody, but they're not supposed to go against each other broadly. So when we're talking about coming at the churches, we're coming at the doctrine of religion more so than saying, let me just pick my brother. I know Brother Cleo, my elder brother, he can shoot that venom out there real quick for people that come against the law, come against the truth, come against our nation. But that's more of a religious attack, more than just pointing out Creflo Dollar as, let me come at this nigga, let me just come at that man. He's coming at the religion and the doctrine he's teaching, but more so than saying, let me just come at him. And that's really just a stab at the nations, the Roman Empire, the American, injustice system, the Ish people. That's more coming at them than I would say per se just coming at a brother.
Indeed, and you know what, I was being facetious when I was saying that, bro. But what you brought out was spot on and right on time, bro, and I appreciate it. Fam, you know what this is? Not only are we seeing prophecy, but I see this as a learning lesson, and I see this as a chance for us to get better. Because here's the thing. What I am seeing is, and we're gonna read these precepts. What I am seeing is I'm seeing the dry bones, and y'all know I'm always talking about the dry bones. Is Ezekiel 37. We're gonna read it. We're gonna read Ezekiel 37 because anytime you see something happening with our people, well, we going up another notch. The riverboat massacre. The riverboat brawl, the riverboat beat down. Did y'all get y'all folding chairs? Folding chairs. We sell Salt of the Earth selling folding chairs for normally $49.99, but we got them on sale 2 for $19.99. Go to the SOTE.com. You get your folding chairs. But now, fam, listen. I do believe that this will grow from this because the Father is fast tracking this thing. The Father is fast tracking this thing even beyond my belief. It seems like every time you see the news, Israel's going up a little bit higher. Israel going up a little bit higher. Israel going up a little bit higher. Now, when you see Israelites, You see Israelites that was taught not to look in the eyes of a white man or a white woman, to bow your head. Okay? That wasn't that long ago. If you're talking the 50s and the 40s and the 60s, that wasn't that long ago. Don't get it twisted. How the Father done roused your spirit up, that warrior in you. How do you say, what do you call a sister that's a warrior? How do you say that? Somebody put that in the chat, because I can't, that's going to twist my tongue up. Should I say it slowly? But at any rate, this is a learning lesson right here for Israel. And guess what you're going to see? I'm going to forecast this. You're going to see growth from this point forward in this area. Not only that, but you're going to see growth in our people in a lot of different areas. Why? Because Ezekiel 37, 1 through 4. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on the screen. And Brother Najee, I want you to read it. And you know what? I'm not even gonna give no breakdown or nothing. I just want it to be read, because here's why, fam. We are actually living and breathing prophecy. Do you all know that you are living and breathing prophecy? You're walking on the earth right now is prophetic. The books that they wrote about us that they don't let us see is talking about us right now. Your ancestors were the ones saying, oh, I wish I could be in that time where, Father, you bring retribution on our enemies. Somebody get that precept. Were they asking? Your ancestors that's in the book are asking the Father right now, when is he going to bring retribution on this wretched system that destroyed them? I'm not making this up. It's in the book. Brother Najee, go ahead, sis. Go ahead, rock that. Go ahead.
I want to say something. So Matthew 7, 3 through 5. And why do you look at the speck in your brother's eye, but do not consider the plank in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, let me remove the speck from your eye, and look, a plank is in your own eye? Hypocrite. First remove the plank from your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. And I don't find anywhere in scripture where we are called to criticize someone else's talent. As a matter of fact, I recall Peter asking about John and being told, what is that got to do? That's none of your business. Basically, I sum it up, right? And so I'm really cautious with the way that we approach the conversation, and then take a self-evaluation as well in how are we applying our own talent before talking about someone else and what they're doing. Again, I don't see everyday people willing to go and put themselves on the corner and talk to the people to wake them up. I don't see that as an everyday occurrence with everyday people. You're right when you talk about, this being a specific task for people that are warriors within the kingdom, and we don't know what all has been said from the Most High to them. So how can we criticize the way that their talent is applied based on what they've been given? Right. So it's really upsetting to me to see the discussions happening to criticize, what they're doing, when I don't see that same energy applied in the opposite direction. And I just wanted to chime in on that before you go into the scripture.
Well, see, before I even do that, you done said something, because I'm always fired up about this one right here. This and you mentioned it, so we're gonna go there right quick. Just real briefly, what are you doing with your talent? Israelites, what are you doing with your talent this hour? The Father been calling you. The Father been telling you, get off your ass. I'm gonna tell you straight. Today I'm gonna get off my lawn time. I'm the old man saying, get off my lawn. The Father been telling you to get off your tail, get off your ass, and get busy with what I done gave you, sir or ma'am. What are you waiting for? See, it's easy to criticize somebody when you've never done that, but that might not be your lane. Being out on the street, being a warrior might not be your lane. Okay, I get that. But what is your lane? Okay, I'm going to get off of it. But y'all know how I go. I'm going to be on y'all till the end of time, asking you the question, what have you done with your talent? If the Father said the Janet Jackson song, well, what have you done for me lately? What would that be? He used Janet Jackson. Did he just do that? Yes, I did. If the Father asks you, when you gonna get off your tail and get busy, because I know he asking you, because he asking me. Brother C, when you gonna stop procrastinating and do what I put you on? Yeah, I'm putting Brother C on blast right now, talking to third, fourth, and fifth person. I don't go by what the media say and what these people say. Oh, he's talking in third person. So what? Brother C, when you gonna stop procrastinating, bro? I'm putting myself out there just like I put y'all out there. Okay, so we're gonna get off of that. What you did with your talents. When you gonna do something with it? When? I've been screaming all hands on deck since I jumped on YouTube. All hands on deck. The Father been telling you it's all hands on deck. We should be ride or die with them brothers that's in the camps, whether we agree with them or not. I don't agree with every camper out there. There's a lot of craziness that they teaching, but guess what they're trying to do? They're trying to point you back to the book. They're trying to point you back to LSC. You a law keeper, then I ain't got no problem with you. I don't agree with everybody on YouTube. I don't agree with, say, I love Big Judah to death. I love that brother. That brother's awesome. Big Levi, love him too. But guess what? I don't agree with everything they're saying. Am I going to pick and choose and say, okay, yeah, I disagree with that. I disagree with that. So what? So what? Guess what he's doing? Guess what those two brothers that I name all the time, guess what they're doing? Pointing you back to the book. Embrace your culture. We the book people. We done been lied to since we've been here, since we've been destroyed. So anyway, let me get off the soapbox. Go ahead and get off the soapbox. We're going to read, and I'm going to get your comments. Y'all blazing in the comments section, and I appreciate all of you. If I throw your name up, I shalom you. I see a lot of you. Up next, I see you out there. I see you out there causing problems. Up next, you need to get saved. I know that much. You're not saved. And anybody coming in late, like I told everybody, ain't nobody in the chat saved, and nobody on the panel except for me is saved. Y'all need to go and talk to either Creflo Dollar, Benny Hinn, or who's that other guy I always call? Joe Osteen. Between one of them three, pick one and go get saved. Now, Brother Najee, I want you to read Dry Bones for us. And only thing we're going to do is read it. Matter of fact, I want you to read down to 7, and then brother Elisha, if you would please, I want you to read from 8 all the way down through to 14, and we just gonna read it, fam, and tell me. I'm gonna tell you, this is you right now. Go ahead and read, bro.
Amen. The hand of the Most High was upon me, and carried me out in the spirit of the Most High, and set me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of dry bones, and caused me to pass by them round about. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very, very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, can these bones live? And I answered, O Most High, Elohim, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of the Most High. Thus said the Most High Elohim unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. And I will lay sinew upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you, and cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am the Most High.
Go ahead and read 7, bro, and then Elisha, you take 8 forward.
So I prophesied as I was commanded, and as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, the shaking, and the bones came together, bone to his bone.
Indeed, as I looked, the sinews and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them over, but there was no breath in them. Also he said to me, Prophesy, or prophesy to the breath. Prophesy, Son of man, and say to the breath, Thus says the Most High Almighty, Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe on these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath came into them, And they lived and stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. Then he said to me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. They indeed say, our bones are dry, our hope is lost, and we ourselves are cut off. Therefore prophesy, and say to them, Thus says the Lord, or the Most High God, Behold, O my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come out from your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. Then ye shall know that I am the Most High when I open up your graves, O my people, and brought you and brought you up from your graves. I will put my spirit in you, and you shall live, and I will place you in your own land. Then you shall know that I, the Most High, have spoken it and performed it, says the Most High.
So, fam, when you see us, and I appreciate you, brothers. Thank you for the reading of the Father's word. I appreciate that. So, fam, when you see us going up higher, you have no further to look but to look to this book in Ezekiel 37. That's you. You say he stood up a mighty army. That's you. That's every one of you that's in the chat. That's all them brothers that's in the camps. That's even including the Christian lights. And it's even including some people who probably not even in the paradigm. It had to include some people who not in the paradigm, because somebody gonna be in the wilderness and they're gonna get dealt with for doing something that they shouldn't be doing, like using a name or eating something. I think that's in Isaiah somewhere, right? I could be mistaken. Maybe I just made that part up. I made that part up. The dry bones. The dry bones came together and became a mighty army. So what we should be seeing is correction, and we should be understanding that we need to be moving smart this hour. Without getting into detail, we need to be moving strategically this hour. The book tells you to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. What does that mean to you? Okay? What does that mean to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove? You know what that means? If you're wise as a serpent, that means that you're smarter than a serpent, because you know how he moves. You know his moves. You might have been in it, been dealing with his business and doing his business, but you wise as a serpent, but you harmless as a dove, because you understand how you should be moving this hour. That's what we have to get into our frontal lobe, fam. We have to be smart how we move. We can't just be moving any old kind of way. We need to learn from our mistakes. Now, I would hope that the brothers who came out and rebuked these brothers in Chicago, that the Father rebuked them and chastised them, so that when the next event come up, could be tonight, could be tomorrow, next big event, because there's so much big event. Y'all put a 5 up if you see the Father moving this hour. Maybe you don't, but I want everybody that's in this chat to put a 5 up, because here's why. He's moving at such an alarming rate that, of course, you're not scared and you're not in fear and you're not frightened, but at the same time, you should be thinking, hey, okay, so the Father's going to expect me to do something, and it's for the kingdom, because your work that you do now is not for you. Y'all do know that, right? Father said it said the books were open and you were judged according to what? Oh, okay. So you wasn't judged because you said some mystical, magical phrase that Christianity teaches so that you could be, quote, saved? I didn't see that verse anywhere when the books was open. That wasn't even to be found in there. So somebody got it wrong. And I believe Baskin Robbins is wrong. Baskin Robbins got it wrong. I like Handles. Handles is better than Baskin Robbins anyway, on record. On record. I see 5. I don't see 5s up from everybody. We can't go forward until we see 5s. We can't see 4 before we see 5, because here's why. Camps fighting against camps, that's going to end. us warring openly is going in. Us operating on a code, that's what it is. So when you see somebody, you ask them, well, okay, if you're doing that, what is the code that you're actually operating under? And don't give me your religious dogma or some foolish doctrine. Why would I build a whole channel around coming against brothers, coming against other brothers? Did you notice that? Have you guys noticed that? And a lot of it has to do with the brothers on the panel. But have you noticed that Salt of the Earth, even though we're a small channel, we're not big. Two things that I noticed. One, well, when I was out there, but I'm not out there now. One, nobody will mention us, but everybody knows we exist. But then the thing that's most outrageous is, and it's not outrageous, it's just how we move, is that we're not into throwing our family under the bus like that. Have you guys noticed that about us? You know why we operate like that? Because that's the spirit we're supposed to be operating in, fam. We love our people first and foremost. We love the Father first and foremost. Mashiach, the Ruach. We love the Father so much that we don't want to do anything that's going to make him angry at us, because we already felt that wrath. You all know it's in your DNA. It's coded into your DNA, the wrath that the Father put on our ancestors, and that trauma has traveled through us to this day. And it manifests itself in different ways. Like, for instance, having an evil eye towards your brother, hating on your brother and putting out a video, rushing to put out a video just so that you can get likes, clicks, and views, so that you can get a little bit of man worship. Now, mind you, I'm not out in the YouTube streets like that. And I tell you guys all the time, if I'm on YouTube, I'm probably watching Country Wayne or something about fantasy football. And I'll watch Big Judah, I'll watch Wise Society, and I'll watch Big Levi. That's oh no, I'm lying. I will watch what's going on with Trump, because that's fascinating. What's happening with him? Mind you, I've never been into this Republican Democrat paradigm. I'm not in it for that. I'm just in it because it's good entertainment. I used to watch the white evangelical channels anymore, but they've been so wrong. They've been telling you about the rapture for the last, I'm gonna say this, for the last 60 years, right? Some of you might be a little older than that, but they've been telling you the rapture for the last 60 years. Okay. And now that they see that they're going to be here, whatever happens to this construct, they're going to get to see it. And more than likely, they're starting to feel a little bit of angst, because I believe that the spirits is telling them, y'all getting ready to go into slavery. Y'all getting ready to go into captivity. The Father has got a good sense of humor. He called this time Jacob's trouble, but Jacob not in trouble. The Father's awesome. He done called it Jacob's trouble, and there is Jacob not in trouble. Yeah, I love my brother Ian. I love my brother Kadar. I shouted them out earlier. Those is kinfolk and skinfolk. You hear me? No, we about uniting our people. Now, I will say this. I'm gonna say this to this point, sis. If there's a way for me to make a connect on that land that's gonna benefit the nation, by all means, I'm going to do that. But not at the sake or at the cost of putting our people in peril or in danger. That's called being wise as a serpent. That's an example of being wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove, in my opinion. But you know what, sis? You're right. We need to be circumspect and careful how we move. The first people we need to be uniting with is the Israelites. Now, if you make a connect with Israelites in the land, that's beautiful, excellent, wonderful, and great. If you make a connect with the Israelites that are in Mexico, that's cool. If you connect with the Israelites that are in Brazil, Morocco, Sweden, Canada, Alaska is part of the U.S., but it's about to be part of Russia. Russia, Germany, Congo, DRC, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. Believe it or not, there might even be some folks of ours where they bombing the hell out of in Gaza. But here's what I'm praying though. I'm gonna put it up again. And this comes with a changing of your mind, that you're looking out for your brothers and sisters and that you're praying for your family. That's it for me right there. And Notorious Hebrew and I believe Wise Society mentioned a couple of 2Ps. I don't forgot what they are, but I'm praying peace, prosperity, and protection for all the Israelites that are scattered. Point blank.
I said
That's what my prayer is for. What's the other one?
possession.
Possession. Okay. I know
What
where
are
that's
you
coming from.
taking over? Right? Talking about talent.
Ooh. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Dang. Notorious Hebrew, if you still out there, you need to come with that other P, because I believe you came with it and that would have made 5. Since you said taking over something. Okay, so that goes into that's part of that dry bones thing right there, I believe. So sis, when you say taking over something, do you really mean that, or are you just being facetious?
I'm serious. Okay. And so we see this asymmetrical attack and they feel it on them. And they, we didn't have to even put our hands on them. The Father is taking care of it in an asymmetrical way. And what do I mean by that? Their suicide rates are up. Their population replacement rates are all the way messed up. If you watch about the rate of population decline, which is not being advertised, and there's a lot of stuff that's overshadowing it, look it up. Population rates are beyond the replacement rate. You see the drug abuse rates are up, death rates are up, even their imprisonment is going up. And so there's asymmetrical warfare being launched on them in ways that they're trying to scramble around, and they inherently know. Romans 1 tells us that they know. But at the same time, what are we doing? We definitely shouldn't be trying to find them to apologize and let me hold your hand through this turmoil and tribulation and trial and judgment. We definitely shouldn't be asking for their approval and trying to seek approval ratings from them. What are we taking over? How are we applying our talent to do that? The word Jacob, Jacob, means supplanter. Okay, we know that it is attached to the supplantation of things, which means what are you taking over? Taking over something. Okay, and so we've talked about this before, and I know that it's a further conversation, but we've got to be evaluating and daily praying for wisdom. Father, what do you want us to take over where we're at now? How are we utilizing our talent to do that? Multiplying that talent. And the dry bones in Ezekiel, that's not a clean cut bones just pop together and everything. That's a process, right? I see it as this. I liken it to this. All of us wake up at a different time in the morning, and the way that we wake up may be different. Some people are alert when they first wake up, pop out of bed and get moving. So other people, it takes them a minute, right? But where are we headed? In what direction are we headed in? And how are we going to apply that to our collective process as we are coming together? So, I don't know if that brings about the explanation in the way that answers the question, but that's how I feel about it.
I appreciate that. And I put up this comment because I see how our people are moving right now, and I'm ecstatic that we are holding back a powerful tool from the earth, and that's our prayer. We're holding that back. Now, put a 3 up if you know how to pray for the heathen. Put a 3 up, because right now, we should only be praying for the Israelites. But you should pray for the heathen too. You should. You should pray. You should pray for your enemies. You should pray for them. You should. I want to see threes. If you know how to pray for your enemies, put a 3 up. Our ancestor prayed. Our ancestor David. Our ancestor David did something, right? There should be no reason why you're not praying for Psalms 83. There should be no reason why you're not praying for Psalms 83. Y'all got the punch. Y'all putting the punchline up, Anonymous and Abigail Abe. Y'all putting kind of about y'all putting the punchline up. I see y'all. Notorious Hebrew putting the punchline up. Y'all know how to pray for your enemy, huh? You pray for your enemy. You put Psalms 109. Psalms 109 is the perfect prayer for your enemy. It's something that they can sleep at night. Like Elias, I'll say, after they had their tea and crumpets, they can have a good night's rest behind Psalms 109. Get Psalms 109. Wake up in the morning, put your mind on Psalms 109. When you see Israel and Palestine fight for each other, here's the thing. We'll go on record as saying we don't support the 1948s, or do we support the Palestinians? We don't support neither one of y'all. We don't support the Ukrainians, and we don't support the well. Actually, I ain't gonna lie. You know what? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I do have a little bit of thing for the Russians. I do. Only thing I have for the Russians is 2 things. One, they had the icons. They got your records. That's number 1. Number 2, when they made that song where they gonna attack America while the nigger toys are sleeping. They didn't single nobody else out, fam. So that tells me that, hey, you know what? Them people got some of our records. They got some of our records, and they're not saying so. My man, Big Levi, calls that dude with the small mustache Charlie Chapman. He cracked me up every time he say that. Shout out to Big Levi. Charlie Chaplin knew something, because they try to discredit those writings where he said if America knew who they had in their hands. If they knew who they had in their hands, they wouldn't be acting a monkey fool. I'm trying to save my people. I'm trying to save them from going into slavery. I'm trying to save them. So you pray Psalms 109 over your enemies, fam. That's how you pray for your enemies. Then you go about your day. Anytime somebody do a heinous act to your family, you see it on the internet, you look at that person and you pray Psalms 109 over them and their grandparents. Yep. Brother C, you actually do that? Yes, I do. I do. I certainly do. See, here's the thing, fam. We got to get out of this mindset that we're holier than thou, and that we're this not holier than thou, that's the wrong phrase. This false piety. Y'all hear me talking about that all the time. This fake thing that, okay, it's okay for us to be on the bottom. To hell with that. It's not okay for us to be on the bottom. Oh, okay, so you're on the bottom now. Okay, great. Keep kicking me in the face. No, that's not cool. I don't, it doesn't feel good. Fake piety is not going to get you anywhere. So you're not going to get that fake piety with me. Forget that. And Brother Bonnie will tell you the same way that he's on the mic is the same way that he was out in the streets, because Bonnie was good cop and I was crazy ass old bad cop. It's time out for you to be moving in a subservient role. You need to get your mind fixed on the kingdom. What do you think you're going to be running in the kingdom? What do you think you're going to be running in the kingdom? Oh, I'm going to put my foot up. I'm going to be in my mansion where the streets are paved in gold. We're going to be playing on a harp, and I'm going to have wings, and I'll be flying around with tea and crumpets. Well, I don't like crumpets. You give me a burger, and I don't even eat meat. Give me some fries or something, shake or something. Give me some good vegetables or something. Then where is your mind at, though? What is your mind focused on? Are you focused on kingdom work? Are you focused on building your family? Are you focused on loving your family? Whatever motivates you to do something prayerfully, it's motivated by the will of the Father. Just like Mashiach did. Mashiach said he came to do what? Mashiach said he came to do the will of the Father. Did he not? Did he not? Let's look at this precept. Natalia, focus in Yah. Peace and blessings, sis. Hope you're well. Been a minute since you've been here. Let's stay in LSE Proverbs 23 and 7 and Joshua 1 and 8. Yahuwah will and vengeance at work. I am not keeping the wicked on my mind and heart. Only the word. Exodus 14, 13 through 14 and Psalms 97 through 10. And that's exactly how you should be operated, which means that there's no reason why we need to jump out the window talking about we supporting anybody. The only people we should be talking about supporting is those people in the chat, those people on the panel, and those people that call themselves Israelites. Point blank, period. And to disperse over the earth. How can I help to disperse in Brazil if we ever when we connect with them? Have you guys ever thought about this, fam? I'm gonna ask you a question. Have you ever thought about all the different languages and people that are going to be pulled together with us? How are we going to work that out? Well, everybody speaks English now, so that probably won't be too hard, right? Because English is the language of the world. But fam, what are you doing? What are you doing with your time? Are you wasting your time talking about who shot John? Or are you trying to actually build something? Them brothers Chicago got boots on the ground. Them brothers in Chicago, WFI, and all the camps, and even the non-camps, because Brother Darby, peace be upon him, wasn't a camp, but he was leading his people back to the book. So really what it boils down to, fam, is what kind of love do you have for your brother and sister? Where is it? Do you show it? I'm running y'all down all the time about how you be in the office. You'll be around heathens and pagans all day. Some of y'all probably participated in the Halloween festivals in the office. I'm sure some of you, not anybody in the chat. Somebody sneak listening. Oh yeah, I did do the Halloween carving in the office. Oh yeah, I did dress up like who is that? Buzz Lightyear. I did dress up as Buzz Lightyear in the office, and we did the Halloween just so that they wouldn't be looking at me sideways. I did do that. Nope, did not. Looking at him crazy, like, well, yeah, he doesn't do those kinds of things. I'll do none of that, but they never ask why. And I don't tell them why. See, that's the thing. I'm not wearing my culture on my sleeve. You should probably be able to look at me and see my culture. That he don't fool around with that foolishness. You could be doing that around me. I'm not participating in no. Why the hell would I participate in Sam Hain and them? And you got Negroes all over the place talking about Halloween and let's do St. Patrick's Day. Well, when did you turn into an Irish? And I'm not talking about the original Irish. I'm talking about the Irish that be drinking what they drink? Not Irish coffee. What they drink, scotch. Different conversation altogether. But what I look like talking about a luck of the Irish and all that foolishness. You could say luck of the Irish, and then at the same token, you ready to harm your brother. How did we get there? But guess what? You know what? Enough of the negative talk. The positive thing is that we are going to get better, and we're getting better. You should be seeing progress in your own life, and you should be seeing progress in the Israelites. Because guess what? Each time you see these situations happening, guess what? The awakening just gets bigger. See, I heard somebody say all publicity is good publicity. The Father don't need your media. The Father is above your media. The Father will have you doing something where you think you're doing something against the Israelites. And guess what? You're actually blessing the Israelites with what you're doing. Ron to Satan. You blessing the Israelites with what you're doing. talking about CRT, critical race theory, and all this foolishness. So instead of coming at your brother and hating your brother, who you should be rebuking is those no good physicians of no value white evangelicals, trumpets and maggots. Yep. I call y'all out every chance I get because I can't stand y'all. Y'all act like you the moral right and you need to save this country. No, you can't save the daughter of Babylon. You cannot save her. You are not a city on a hill, America. You never was. The Western construct. You never was a city on a hill, America. Your leaders were deists. Look it up. Look up what a deist is. It's spelled with a D and ends with a T. And if you type in Google, the great thing about Google is that you don't even need to know how to spell. You put it in and Google will check and correct you, and then it'll give you the proper answer. That's why, you know what? Google is God. Y'all do know that, right? That Google is God. Y'all been knew that. I told y'all that already, right? I told y'all that story, right? How if you ask God, which is Google, the answers, and they'll give them to you. And you could just type it up and say, how do you bake a chocolate cake with what kind of frosting is that? Vanilla fudge frosting. You Google that right now, you'll get 10,000 recipes. So that must be God, right? Google is God. At any rate, the sister say, yeah, he's that man is evil as hell. He hate you. He hates your guts. But we still got people like that wicked dude, the one that killed Trayvon Martin. He's still running around, and you know that his dad is a few, right? His mom is a Hispanic, but his dad is a few judge. I'm sure you guys knew that. I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. Yet Ron the Satanist, he's Satanist. But here's the thing, fam. How are you moving this hour? And are you going to be able to take your thoughts and bring them to the rest of your family and tell them, hey, look, you know what? This is how we should be moving because this is how the books say we should be moving. We shouldn't be moving any other way. George Zimmerman, yeah, that demon. George Zimmerman is a demon, but guess what? His dad is a few judge out there. A lot of people don't know that his dad's a judge. So it's not by accident that he got off for doing a heinous act to one of our brethren, and he's still walking around on the earth. There's going to come a time, and you all are going to see it because it's part of the transition. I'm going to forecast, which is a great thing. I love doing this. It's a good exercise. You should do it yourself too to see if these things come to pass. There's going to come a time where when they lay a hand on us, that they're going to be afraid to lay a hand on us because the retribution is going to be so great, whether it's seen or unseen. We are no different than the people that we read about, our ancestors. How come we can't do certain things? Someone told me a day ago was because there's something blocking it. And I'm not going to say who told me that, but there's something blocking you from really fulfilling and becoming all that you can be. So the Chicago thing is a great learning experience for us. And we're gonna go up a little bit higher. The next thing that happened could happen tomorrow, could happen a week from now, could happen a couple of days from now. We're gonna keep going higher and higher. But what should be your foundation for everything that you're doing, family? If you know, put a 3 up if you know. What's your foundation? What is it? You only got one foundation. One. What is that foundation? What is how you move based on and built upon? Because you can't just be right now, you can't be moving willy-nilly. You're right around the check this out, right around the corner down the street, not even a quarter of a mile away. I was thinking about going to watch the fight. I said, okay, I'm gonna watch the fight. I want to go watch Ngannou and Tyson Fury fight. Yeah, I want to go see that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. I never been to this place that's quarter mile away, easy walking distance. Never been there. I need to go there, watch the fight. I was gonna go there and watch the fight, but this didn't prevent me from going to watch the fight. But they happened to have a shooting at that spot. Same night I was gonna go there. Mind you, never been there before. Was gonna go there because I said I want to do something different tonight. I'm gonna go see the fight over there. It's nighttime, and it'd be good to go watch it. And they shot the place. Somebody shot the place up. And I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. What was interesting to me was I had a thought about doing something and I didn't go do it. Why I didn't go do it, I don't even remember why I didn't even go. But the bottom line is this: my foundation is LSC. That's my basis for everything. The brothers in Chicago, that's their basis. My brother Elisha can attest that, he bear witness. My brother Elisha was in the Bing for a minute. He could bear witness. He'll tell you what his foundation. Brother, what's your foundation, bro? Tell me what your foundation is. I can't tell it. You need to tell it. What should be your foundation? Go ahead, bro. What's your foundation?
Most High, law, statutes, commandments by Shem Yeshai. That word is your foundation in every situation. So I don't care what happens to you. I heard one time a white pastor that actually got this right. He said the Most High is everywhere. He said, you go down in the earth, the Most High is there. You go up in heaven, the Most High fills the heavens. So it's always the Most High is our foundation and the promises that he made to our people. So I've never been in a situation where I even came close to thinking there was any other option. The Most High is always that foundation. So long as we know that, and we remember what's said in Second Ezra chapter 7, when Ezra was mourning about how, why is the earth is supposed to be for our sake? Why are we like servants? And the angel says to Ezra, he says, why dost thou think about what is and not what is to come, seeing as thou was but a corruptible man? He says, why does thou not think of what is to come? So no matter what we're going through, we know the end thing. We know the end result. We know the judgment of the Most High. We know the promise of the Most High. Nobody's not going to fall into that category. This life is going to work out one or two ways. Either it's going to be a testimony for you or against you. That's everything in this life. So the Most High has to be our foundation. We got to cleave them law, statutes, commandments by Shem Yeshai or in the Mashiach. And that's all we know. It's the same way, Paul said, all I know is Christ crucified. So that's my foundation. It always will be.
Brother Najid, I need to hear from you, brother. What's your foundation, bro? The fam need to hear from you.
You all know the foundation is the law, statutes, and commandments, but one thing that the Most High did with HaMashiach when he transfigured HaMashiach in front of his disciples, he showed him something really, really special. He showed us actually a picture of Moses standing as the law, the representation of the law, and the picture of Elijah standing as a representation of the prophets. And the transfiguration of HaMashiach in between them was showing us that HaMashiach is the embodiment of all of these things. And so we have the true word of the Most High in HaMashiach, teaching us what we must follow. And HaMashiach not only goes through what we call, or what others call the so-called the Old Testament, but it's also in our New Testament. Did I just echo there? It's also in our New Testament. We have in the HaMashiach him showing us the law, statutes, and commandments, and showing us the ways that we need to keep these things and put them in our hearts and teach them to our children and dispel love through our brothers. And that's what we need to do. We need to show love to our brothers, even in their wrong, even in their wrong. We don't correct them first, certainly not publicly, certainly not publicly, certainly not in front of other heathens who are so quick to correct them, so quick to show their wrong. We take them aside and we show them they're wrong. We correct them, not in public, not in front of these heathens. All they're waiting to do is to see us separated, to see us arguing, to see us dispersed and needing their help and wanting their help. Again, they want to keep us here. And once we come to these laws, statutes, and commandments and start obeying and hearing this word and keeping the word of the Most High, we're out of here. And that's what they don't want to see.
What say you, sis?
I am going to say wisdom and the law, statutes, and commandments. And wisdom was with the Most High when he began his work from the beginning. And so wisdom will help you to fully understand the law, statutes, and commandments, keep you from foolishness, because the spirit of wisdom is in direct opposition to foolishness, simple-mindedness. And so, I think about what is it that we could be doing with wisdom. And I say with my ancestor Solomon, Father, give me more wisdom. So that's, what I would like to admonish the people with. Pray for wisdom daily, seek wisdom, and then you will automatically learn to stay away from foolishness.
I'm going to ask a crazy question. Because we've been seeing all these signs with all of these eclipses and stuff. And I want to ask, and you can put a one if it has, two if it happened, but are you seeing things even with more clarity now as we have these phenomena happen in the sky, or just maybe not even just that, just more clarity in general? Because right now it seems as if every time something happens, whether it be in the skies or whether it be on the earth, I get a little bit more clarity. Am I perfect? No. Do I jump out the window and turn into that old dude that's always cussing at the children for running on his lawn? Probably. And I'm not a complete entity yet. But fam, are you guys picking up on something in the in the spirit that, you know what, this is getting bigger and bigger? And not that you're waiting for any one particular thing, but the climate is rising higher and higher. Things are going on all over the earth. There's a shooting like every second. There's a shooting somewhere in the snakes, not to mention all over the earth. But are you encouraged? Are you encouraged right now? I want to know, are you encouraged? Are you in fear? Well, you should be. I know you're not in fear. We will focus on being encouraged by what you're seeing. Because all of the signs are pointing to Israel becoming a nation again. And that's a beautiful thing. The Father has proven himself to be true by what he's doing on the earth right now. But fam, are you encouraged right now? Are you at peace? I want to know. I want to get feedback in the chat. And really the feedback in the chat is really for the fam that comes along later. There's been all kinds of floods, all kinds of storms. There's channels that I connect to. And most of the people that's getting is Psalms 83. But really, like I said earlier, everybody to me is Psalms 83. Unless you're an Israelite, hey, I'm looking at you sideways. Now, I may not tell you that up front and outright, but in the back of my mind, something else is going on. Are you praying for peace, prosperity, protection, provision, and possession for yourself? I'm gonna put the comments up to the question that I asked. I'll put the comments up. Let's see here. Before I do that, if you want to support the work, you can donate to send your alms to Cash App SOTEPP. We got some fantastic projects that we're working on behind the scenes. And what I'll say is this: the work that salt of the earth has done up until this point stands head and shoulders with everybody else's work. But the new stuff that we have coming out when we do release it, when it does come available, it's gonna blow your socks off. And it's really a testament to how creative and how brilliant the Israelites are. The Israelites is the only people on the earth that can fly a kite in the rain, put a key at the bottom of it, and let it get struck by lightning, and then you discover electricity. Can nobody tell me that an Israelite didn't discover that when you was taking all our ideas and patents, Benjamin Franklin, you no good lying so-and-so. You lying, you did not discover that. Some Israelite discovered that, and you, sir, took the credit for it. See, my thinking has been changed. All the inventions that happened in the United States came from an Israelite. Do y'all know that a brother designed and developed the internet? Y'all didn't even know that, did y'all? I'm going to get off of that and I'm going to put up some more comments, then we go close out. Where did you leave off, sir? Well, it's good to start from the bottom and work down. Let's see. Pariyah Israel says, encourage. I never thought I'd be here to see all these things happening today. Your ancestors were wanting to. Taria Shara says, Psalms 109. I'm reading it tonight. Yes, read Psalms 109. Everybody should have Psalms 109 committed to it. Or you could do the short version. Like when I see somebody, a heathen doing the Angus act, Father, Psalms 109 them, please. Father, get them up out of here. Toss them headlong to where they should be. Because they doing heinous acts because they are their father Hashatan. Yes, they are. Toss them headlong. Let's see here. At the time of the Civil War, the Russians supported the Union against us. And Eliab ben Judah Shalom. Listen, the only thing that the Russians can do for me is destroy themselves and destroy the heathens along with themselves, the heathens. Sorry about that. But before they do that, they could give us back the records that they got of ours. And then after they do that, they could go on their merry little way to destruction. Russia don't got next. China don't got next. The Western construct don't got next. Africa don't got next. Ukraine don't got next. The 1948 contingent, none of the Psalms 83 contingent got next. I know who got next. And you should put a 7 up if you know who got next. That's easy though. We've been there and done that. Sister Secret Truth says, I'm ready to become that battle axe. Who ready to be a battle axe? And you do know that there's different types. There's different types of warfare, right? Like the warfare that's been perpetuated against you has been on every level of your life. And there's 9 or 10 or 12 areas in your life. Those things have been perpetuated upon you. So are you thinking about perpetuating something on someone? It's okay to think that way. And I hope that the Father gives you wisdom to be able to do that. So what we're going to do, fam, is I'm going to put up a couple more of these comments. Phantom Warrior, hey, shalom, brother. Peace and blessings to you. Hope all is well. When I see one of you brothers, I have my tie to the house. Oh, wait a minute. Let me read that again. When I see one of you brothers, I have my tie to the house. Peace and blessings. Appreciate that, bro. Apparently, I should all encourage. I never thought. I believe I read that one already. I'm going to go over and read some of these comments. Sister Cece says, encouraged by Yah's word, greater is he who is in me than that wicked one in the world. Selah, peace and blessings to that. Sharon, I feel at peace knowing the Most High has us under his wings. Yeah, you can definitely find peace in the Father's word. Those frequencies are still traveling around the earth when he spoke, fam. Nothing's changed between the time. He said he never changed. And if he said he never changed, then I don't have to say what it is up until this point, what it's going to be tomorrow, because he haven't changed. Somebody get the precept where he say he changed not and drop it in the chat for the fan that comes in. Anonymous says, at total peace, no fear around. Sister says, overjoyed in knowing our deliverance is near. Sorry about that. Tourist Hebrew, I find myself anxious. I'm learning to be more measured. Let's see here. I'm seeing turn around for the better for us big time. Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Up next, you need to get saved. Up next. Yeah, I'm not tripping on anything happening. That's how we should be. This is an important one right here. Pray for the sick, the homeless, the hungry, the abused children all over the earth. That's my sister's sweet spot. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to close out, fam. I'm going to give my brothers and sisters the last word. We're going to close out like how we normally do. If you guys can support the channel, we're not going to do nothing with your money. We're not going to go out and buy a private jet, nor are we going to buy me a what kind of car would I want? I want a flying car. So they didn't make those yet. Me and my wife was having a discussion about flying cars just yesterday. My car would be a flying car, but with all these drunkards and heathens on in the air, that would probably be very dangerous. Let's go ahead and read this piece of Malachi 3:6. For I am the Elohim, your father. I change not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. You should be thankful for this particular precept. The Father says he changed not, but guess what? We are not going to be consumed. We're not going to be consumed by the destruction of the heathen. But what you should do is make sure that you're out of the way, out of the Father's way, as he's destroying these heathens and as he's destroying certain parts of the earth. So I'm going to give the brothers and sisters the last word, starting with my sister Wise Society. Go ahead, sis.
I want to actually, instead of giving a word of encouragement, I want to put forward a request. And every time I drive by a jail or a prison, my heart drops. And I don't want us to forget the people that are in prison among us, right? And so, let us, yes, be thankful that we're free, but also not forget our brothers and sisters, juveniles behind bars, right? And that's not something that I usually say before I leave, but I just want to put that out there. Please remember that if we're seeing all of these things from the outside, what could possibly be in the minds of those that are stuck on the inside, and let us not forget those people.
I appreciate that. And you can reach the sister on the her website is right there. Her email is there as well, and there is her YouTube channel. You need to support the sister because she is the official Harriet Tubman that's trying to get our children out of this wicked system called the public fool system. So appreciate you for jumping on, sis, as usual. My good brother Elisha, what say you, sir? Could you close out the family, please?
Yeah, just saying peace and blessings to everybody in the chat. All the camps out there, all the Zion scattered to the four corners of the earth. We love y'all according to the law, according to the scriptures. Definitely peace and blessings to my big brother Cleo, Elder Cleo. Always put that there. Brother Najee, Sister Wise Society. And to a lot of the fam that's not here, whose names I'm familiar with, like the brother brought up, Jason Carefor. And I just want to say this as well. When the sister brought up the brothers and sisters that's locked down, I remember when I was down, maybe a couple months after I got there, and I'm like, it takes a lot to not second guess, the first thing you're always going to think when you're going through afflictions is, what can I do? Sometimes, man, afflictions is necessary. Sometimes, I used to tell brothers when I was down, your life is a testimony against other people. Sometimes your life is a testimony for people. Sometimes your life is a testimony against. And what do I mean by that is that when the scriptures say there's no new thing under the sun, or we've not been through anything that's not common to man, if I or anybody else go to prison from afflictions serving the Most High, those who could not suffer those afflictions or give up or find themselves, going back to the world. Because I've heard brothers since I've been home say that their husbands were offended for my sake and lost faith after I went to prison. And I'm saying, like, how can you be offended for my sake so much, that I cleave to the Most High the whole time I'm in there, and you hear my story, you get offended and go back to the world. No, you wasn't offended for me. No, my life is a witness against yours, because we should suffer much, and there's been plenty of our people that suffer way more than me. So if anybody does want to reach out to some of the brothers and sisters that's locked up, because I know a lot of brothers that was in there for things they didn't do. You know, I remember a sister writing me when I was locked up that I didn't even know, found me in the prison system, and she just wrote me a letter, you know, showing her support. And that happened a few times. People wrote me. One particular brother wrote my whole bit out with me as a brother. You know, I remember Omar Epps, believe it or not, sent me $500 one time saying Happy Hanukkah. I didn't waste my time saying out that we don't do Hanukkah, but he actually did send me $500 in prison, Omar Epps. You know, and I thought that was a blessing that the Most High encouraged me from behind those walls. You know, so to sum it up real fast, I want brothers and sisters, go check out Job 28:28, Proverbs 4:7. Get a real understanding of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. You know, something that we have to live by and be strong in this faith, because soon the comfortabilities that we live in is definitely going to be gone. You know, the comfortabilities are going to your Dunkin' Donuts and getting your coffee and everyday life, social life. It's going to be gone. And the men of the Most High is going to be so precious in the earth at that time, when people, your families, are wondering what's happening and how to deal with what's happening. You know, I had a, you know, I know I'm going on a little bit, but just to say that it's funny that the pressures on this earth, whether it be America through Christianity, they say they're waiting on the Messiah, and the whole time crucifying and oppressing our people. Been the biggest oppressor on earth. So they say they're waiting on Jesus to come back, their white Jesus. And then the other oppressor that's oppressing the Palestinians, not that I'm here to advocate for the Palestinians and Palestinians being not Northern Kingdom and dwelling in the land that belongs to our people, but the Ish people are waiting for a Messiah to come. They're waiting for their Messiah to come and to save them. I'm curious, is that what is he saving them from? What is the white Jesus saving the Christians from? Seeing as though they are the oppressors on this earth for the national religion, for the Edomite nation that spreads oppression and usurpation. What are the Jewish people waiting on in a Messiah to come when they are oppressing in this earth? Who is he saving them from? Is oddly enough, it's funny that the two major people on this earth to say they're waiting on a Messiah are the ones spreading oppression and the one who people have need to be saved from, chiefly his people. So I'm just say peace and blessing to all the fam. You know, I could probably go on for days. So shalom.
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that, bro. Najee, we're gonna let you close out, bro.
Yeah, it's always good to be on with you, brother Cleo. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Our society, brother Lasha, brother Bonnie was here for a second. Always great to be on with all my family. Everybody in the chat, great to see you guys again. Again, I feel like I haven't been on in a while. I just want to kind of ride the coattails a little bit of what Wise Society and brother Lasha just said, and just kind of try to sum it up as best I can. And I just think it's best when you know that your brother got your back. It's just best when you know that your brother got your back. When you're in trouble, even if you're in the wrong, it is best. And it's such a blessing. And you know you are loved when your brother got your back. And when people are throwing, just throwing daggers at you from all sides, and you know you got that backing from your family, from your brothers and sisters, even if you deserve some correction in the background, let it be in the background. Let it be in the background. If somebody think you need to be corrected, don't correct them in front of don't correct them in front of these people. That's what they want to see. That's what they're dying to see. They're dying to see our division. Support your brothers. Like I said earlier, man, these camps, they've been out here doing this work. much longer than I've even been in this walk, man. They've been doing this work, waking people up left and right. You ain't got to agree with everything these brothers say. You or a lot of you, probably most of you, a good 90% of you in this chat right now, you're here because of a camp. Because of a camp, whether you wind up agreeing with them or not, whether some things happen where you had to leave and you got offended, whatever, you're probably here most likely because of a camp. These are our brothers, and we need to have their back. Before we throw them to the wolves, we need to have their back. And that's all I got to say, Brother Cleo. Thank you, man.
I appreciate the panel, and this has been another Salt of the Earth production. Hey, you know what? Stained Glass is asking what you're gonna do for him. So you should probably run out and get saved.